I get a feeling it's going to be a riot.
I don't read the newspapers because they all have ugly print.
At the starting of the week, at Sunday talks, you'll hear them speak. It's only Monday. Negotiations breaking down. See the leaders start to frown. It's more than Monday.
We are back with another edition of your favorite morning show, The Daily Dose on the Gorilla Radio Network.
You'll be sitting, taking lunch. The news will hit you like a punch. It's only Tuesday.
What's happening?
You never
Ask your doctor if the Daily Dose is right for you. Common side effects include sarcasm, informed opinions, and wondering how the hell these people got elected. The Daily Dose starts now.
What's happening?
Tomorrow never comes until it's too late. Tomorrow never comes until it's
Good morning, all. How are today? It is a beautiful Thursday morning, July 23rd, 2026. And you are listening to your Daily Dose with your host, Eric. Back again for another version, another addictive version of your Daily Dose. I know you can't live without this program, so that's why you tune in furiously every morning at 8:15-ish to catch up on all the craziness that's going on in the world and listen to my mouth for a good 25, 30 minutes or so every day, right here on the Gorilla Radio Network. Great show for you today. Got a lot of good stuff. We've got just a teaser about what the show has to offer today. We've got some flooding going on. We've got some power lines. We've got a shooting in Florida. Didn't see that one coming. We've got a barbecue. And we've got a real shitty situation to report as well. So that's our lineup for today, folks. Not necessarily in that order. Quite possibly it could be, but who knows? It depends on what button I click at whatever time I decide to do it. My show, I can do it any way I want. So there you have it, folks. You might get it in that order, you might not. I am pleased to report, however, that on Monday, we definitely went out to dinner, as I spoke about before, at the Longhorn Steakhouse, and I did have a salad with dinner. And I have been monitoring my bowel movements closely over the course of the last few days, and I'm pleased to report I have no explosive diarrhea. So, with that being said, go to Longhorn and get the salad. You won't be sick. You won't be shitting your brains out. And that's a good thing. Now, local weather. Let's go ahead and get into that. This feed's coming out of Sarasota. I couldn't find a decent Tampa feed this morning for whatever reason, so I had to pick up a feed out of Sarasota, but it's still the Tampa Bay area. Sarasota is not too far from here. From where I live, it's probably about a 45-minute drive, maybe an hour. It's still considered the Tampa Bay area, so I decided to go ahead and put that one on there instead. Coming up now, local weather, your daily dose, Gorilla Radio Network.
A little bit later this month. Unfortunately, you never want a full moon with any meteor showers because the brightness of the moon blocks out a lot of the meteors. So if you can get out there and look at some of those meteors now while the moon is not as bright, that's your best bet. But always a fun time to look at the full moon. That's next week. Right now, we've got clear skies out there, 76 in Sarasota. Pretty quiet start to our day. Tracking some downpours offshore on Max Defender 8 radar. That's a very normal summertime start for us with a southeast wind keeping them off of our coastline. We will stay dry through the morning. Those temperatures, though, going to heat up quickly. For now, we're at 74 in Brandon. Zephyr Hills, you're waking up at 73. Bradenton at 77 right now. Wauchula 76. It's comfortable, at least for mid to late July for us. It's going to be hot, though, this afternoon. We heat up quickly and headed for 94 today. That's well above average. 95 tomorrow, nearing record highs. Not quite there, but definitely toasty. When you factor in the humidity, it feels like 100. Yesterday, our feels like temperatures were in the triple digits. for over 5 hours. So take it easy out there. It's definitely humid, and it's not going to be as windy today either. We'll see a few isolated evening storms, late afternoon, early evening storms that will develop and push toward the coast again today. Slightly better coverage tomorrow. Same pattern, though, with those storms developing inland and pushing toward our coastline in the evening. We'll keep those rain chances scattered in the afternoon through Sunday before a much better coverage of rain comes in early next week. We'll have a series of fronts coming in, stalling out. It's going to make it breezy once again, but we'll see some more scattered showers and storms around at any time during the day. Jenna, how are the roads?
All right, let me skedaddle.
All right, everybody, there you go. That's your local weather forecast for the Tampa Bay area. Hot, humid, muggy, same as always. I could be a meteorologist in Florida and just give that weather report daily, and I would hit the nail right on the motherfucking head every step of the way, every single time. Now, the big story in the news is Bertha, big old Bertha. She made landfall, and she made it with a vengeance. I'm telling you what. I know we've had our fair share of storms come through here, and we've had category 2, 3, 4, and one was a category 5, but then downgraded to 4 before it hit landfall. That's a pretty powerful storm. I think that was Helene, if I'm not mistaken. And Bertha, she did some damage when she made landfall over there the Gulf Coast. Lots of flooding, lots of nasty water flooding the streets, lots of rescue missions, apparently. Bertha.
This morning, crews in West Virginia racing to reach flood-ravaged communities after severe storms slammed the state. Up to 7 inches of rain falling in some areas, triggering widespread flooding. The governor deploying the National Guard to rescue people trapped in high water. Volunteers also stepping in, setting out by kayak to help.
Myself and a few others are just kind of going around making sure everyone's okay. Some people are stranded in parking lots. Some people need water.
New video showing the extent of the destruction. In Buckhannon, one man grabbing his son moments before his shed and ATV were swept away. This view from above showing neighborhoods inundated with water. Tennessee also hit hard. In Nashville, swift water teams rescuing multiple people from vehicles. Police in Mount Juliet carrying this woman to safety from her flooded car. The same system spawning at least 23 tornadoes across 6 states, from New Jersey to Kentucky, where one couple rode out the storm holding hands as they sat in their recliners, their home destroyed.
Hang on, we're going to die together. And we just kept saying, hang on, and don't let me go, don't let me go.
Meanwhile, along the Gulf Coast, Tropical Storm Bertha making landfall in St. Bernard Parish, Louisiana, bringing heavy rain and gusty winds. Coastal flooding impacting areas from Pensacola, Florida to Jackson County, Mississippi. High surf and dangerous rip currents forcing many beaches to close. Lifeguards urging people to stay out of the water after getting a first-hand look at the power of the surf during a training exercise.
Just being out there, diving under the waves, catching some waves, you can feel the power. So it's pretty dangerous out there right now.
Bertha is expected to move into inland Texas tonight before dissipating.
How about that? That's craziness going on over there. Like I said, we get our fair share of hurricanes down here in the Tampa Bay area. We've been fortunate the last couple of years we haven't had one, but man, that's some terrible flooding, and that's some terrible that surf. It's crazy. We don't get waves like that in Florida, so that's wild. Get out your surfboards. It's a surfing safari. That's what the Beach Boys like to say. Surfing safari. No clue what the hell that means, but apparently it's a safari when you get to go surfing. Interesting. All right, moving on. Why not? This video is a little bit crazy, and when you're driving down, when I drive down the highway, and I see those big 18-wheelers with the 53-foot trailers attached to them, and they go underneath the overpasses, and there's a little sign on every overpass. It says the clearance level, the amount of feet before you actually hit the top of the overpass. I always wonder, have any of these trucks ever smashed into one of these overpasses or to any of the power lines that are going across the highway as they're driving? Well, as luck would have it, that question absolutely got answered.
Check out this video from Toms River, New Jersey today. The white semi-truck hauling a trailer hits and knocks down power lines, ripping the pole right out of the ground. This was captured on a street camera along Route 70 near Whitesville Road just before 11 a.m. Amazingly, it does not appear that anyone was hurt. Crews continue to work to make repairs in that area and restore the power. Check out this.
That's crazy. You know, that's amazing. And I wish I could have been on the road to witness that myself, personally, firsthand, because like I said, I've always wanted to see something like that happen. Of course, I don't want to get electrocuted, you know, in the process. It's not nearly that important to me, but I would absolutely have loved to have seen that in person and said, holy shit, that truck just hit some power lines. That would have been kind of cool. Let me take a sip of my coffee real quick. Bear with me. And it does too, by the way. It absolutely does. Speaking of shitty situations, let's go ahead and get into this one. This story is nuts. For all of you would-be Mountain Dew drinkers that are out there, listen, do yourself a favor. If you drop your Mountain Dew into a toilet, or even worse yet, a portable toilet at a large event. Some people call them porta potties, others call them portolets. I don't know why they call them that, but some people do. If you drop your delicious Mountain Dew into the toilet of the portable John, do yourself a favor and do the workers a favor. Just leave it in there and go buy another one. They're not that expensive.
Hey everybody, here to set the story straight for what happened on July 14th, 2026. My name is Chip Counterman. I'm a partner with Patriot Portable Restrooms here in Kansas City. So one of our guys went to pick up an event from the World Cup. I knocked on all the doors, made sure nobody was in the restrooms. He did find one of them locked, knocked on the door, and let the gentleman know he had 10 minutes to get out. Picked up everything else, went back to that toilet, knocked again. The man inside said he was not going to get out. Luckily, a police officer on a motorcycle went by. Our driver waved him down. Cop walked up to the door and asked the man to exit the toilet. The man replied that he could not reach the door and couldn't get out of the toilet. They looked inside and didn't see anybody. The lid was closed, no one was in the restroom. It kind of startled them. All of a sudden, a head popped out of the toilet and he said, "I'm in here." Fire department came after that and tried to instruct the man to exit the toilet, and the man would not do it. And why he went in, and he told them he was retrieving a Mountain Dew bottle that he dropped in from the night before. So that put him then inside of the tank for about 8 hours, if all of that was true. After it was cut open, the man was able to exit the toilet. Fire department did hook up water to their truck and gave him a free shower. Long story short, horrible situation. Thank you to the Kansas City, Missouri Fire Department and Police Department for all the help.
That is disgusting. Absolutely vile. Now, I know the majority of you that are listening to the show have probably gone and used outdoor portable toilets before at large venues or large events where there's no plumbing or sewage to be piped into a permanent receptacle, one would call it. So they provide these portable toilets at these large events and venues, much like they did at the World Cup. Yeah. That's just disgusting. You know, I don't even like touching the door handle of the porta potty when I go in there because it's just vile and it's disgusting. Everything about it is filthy and gross. And when you look into that toilet, you get the image. I don't need to go into full detail about this. This guy, two things. First of all, he dropped his drink into the portable toilet, and he was going to get the drink from the portable toilet so that he could put that back to his mouth and drink from the bottle yet again after he retrieved it. That's disgusting enough in its own right. Second thing about this, how in the fuck did he fall in? The hole is not that big. How little is this guy? How small are his shoulders? that he could slip through the size of a hole of a toilet seat. Doesn't make any sense to me. And then he couldn't get out. Can you imagine what would happen if you fell into a portable toilet covered in everyone else's poo-poo and pee-pee all over your body, head to toe, and then you refused to get out? Was it out of embarrassment that he refused to get out? Or did he enjoy being in that environment and having the excrement all over his body? You think maybe that's his fetish and he's into that kind of thing? I couldn't imagine that the Mountain Dew is what prompted that gentleman to dive into that porta potty. There had to have been some sort of underlying intention, and he's using the Mountain Dew as an excuse as to why he jumped into that porta potty. I couldn't imagine that's good. That's not good enough for me. I need more information. I need more information. And that's just, it's vile. It's disgusting. Yeah, so here's your, I like to give PSAs, public service announcements, on the Guerrilla Radio Network, most of the time on your daily dose, which is what you're listening to as we speak. And my PSA for today is, if you drop your drink into a toilet of any kind for that matter, even, let's just assume that you're walking past your toilet in your home and it's sparkling clean. The bowl is shiny white porcelain, or if you're Donald Trump, it's shiny 24 karat gold. Okay, either of the two. So your drink slips from your hand and falls into your own personal toilet in your home, in your personal bathroom. Don't retrieve it and drink from it again. That's still disgusting. And you know the cleanliness and the maintenance that's been done on your personal toilet. Now, my PSA is, don't do that. And also, please, for the love of Christ and everything holy, if you drop your drink into a portable toilet, just let it go, man. If you can't afford to buy another Mountain Dew, then just go up to someone and say, hey, man, can I borrow a few bucks? I'm really thirsty. And, you know, maybe the first person will deny. The second person will say, fuck you, bum, get away from me. Maybe the third person will. But I guarantee you, at some point, if you ask enough people, someone will say, yeah, buddy, here you go. Let's go get you a drink. It's hot out here. And you look like you're thirsty. You're parched, a little dehydrated, a little bit of sun drying you out today. Just do that. That's all I'm saying. Don't go and try to retrieve it, please. Because, yeah. It's gross. Shootings in Florida. Shocking. Didn't see that one coming. You know, every now and again in the news, we see a story about a shootout in Florida. I'm not going to say every now and again, meaning like, you know, once a month, once every 2 or 3 months. Usually in Florida, it happens daily. And, you know, yesterday was no exception. We had a nice shootout, a real nice shootout. Watch these officers unload on this vehicle.
A shooting on a busy interstate near Fort Myers, police involved, and a man they say was a homicide suspect wanted for a deadly shooting earlier today just up the coast in St. Petersburg. Our Christian Benavides has the latest tonight. Christian, good evening to you. What are you learning?
Tony, good evening. The suspect is believed to have led police on a chase for several miles, shutting down part of a busy Florida highway right in the middle of rush hour.
It was a terrifying scene today after police cornered a suspect wanted for homicide on a Florida highway near Fort Myers. A barrage of bullets could be seen piercing the windshield of the suspect's gray pickup truck. Michael Spampinato filmed the standoff from his apartment.
So I looked out there and yeah, they have the vehicle surrounded. The state troopers were behind their car with their rifles pulled out. They had traffic stop behind them.
Police have not identified the suspect, who they say barricaded himself in his vehicle after he led police on a car chase. Investigators say the suspect shot and killed a mother of 4 before fleeing the scene.
How many gunshots did you hear? What did that sound like?
Yeah, no, it was, I would say about 15 to 20.
The video shows the exact moment the suspect was taken into custody. Police shut down part of I-75 for more than 2 hours. Police believe the shooting was an act of domestic violence and not a random act.
Police say
My God. Now, yeah, first of all, good job, Florida Highway Patrol, for providing swift and due justice to the scumbag that's on a homicidal rampage. Good job, Florida Highway Patrol. You handled that situation meticulously in this humble host's opinion. You did a great job. Second of all, God, man, I would put another few bullets in his ass just for stopping traffic that bad. Can you imagine being held up in traffic that long? 2 hours, they shut down the highway. Did you see the line of cars? The hell with the bullets that are being, unloaded into this guy's vehicle. The hell with that. Look at the amount of cars that are backed up on the highway during this shootout. I would be so mad if I was at the tail end of that traffic backup and didn't know why. But on the other side of that, I would be extremely relieved and happy when I finally made it to the front of that line and I saw that there was something causing the disturbance and the slowdown and eventual stop in traffic. Because when I get stuck in traffic on the road and I have 40 or 50 or 100 cars in front of me and I cannot see what's going on, and then traffic starts moving slowly, starts moving, and then you pick up pace to 15, 17, 20, 25 miles an hour. Then eventually traffic resumes normal speeds on the highway of 45, 55, 60 miles an hour in some places, 70 on the main highways, I-4, I-275 in some spots, or I-75. You can hit 70 legally, and nothing is causing the backup. I don't think there's anything in the world that pisses me off more than that. That gets under my skin. So when I get to the front of the line, I need to see some sort of carnage. I need verification. I need a reason why I've been stuck in this traffic jam for the last 45 minutes. There better be some goddamn carnage at the front of the line. While I would have been at the back of the line in that one, pissed off, upset, angry, when I arrived at the front of the line, I would have been very relieved and very happy to see that there was a shootout that caused my tardiness and my delay. So there you have it. That was a crazy shootout, though. They unloaded just clips of rounds into that Dodge Ram 1500 extended cab. Maybe it was a crew cab, I don't know. But they unloaded a barrage of bullets. Sheriff Grady Judd would be proud of those boys. I'll tell you that much. And I guarantee he is. We've got a barbecue in the news today. A barbecue. That's right. A bear climbed a power pole, electrocuted himself.
No, I'm on Highway 56.
Are you calling about a bear?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, it's on the power pole.
Yeah, it's alive.
Yes. Just leave it be.
Okay.
And because I already called the Game and Fish, and they said there's nothing that they could do. They could go and shoot it, like tranquilize it to get it down, but it's gonna end up. If they do that, then it's gonna fall and could hurt itself. So they told me that.
Well, it definitely fell because it got entangled apparently in those power lines, or it touched a couple of power lines that it shouldn't have touched while it was high up on that pole, and it electrocuted itself and then eventually fell to its death. So yeah, when I say barbecue, I mean that 100%. There was a barbecue on a power pole. Isn't that crazy though? I mean, that's something that you definitely don't see every day. You're driving down the street and there's a bear on the top of the power line. You definitely do not see that one every day. So that's definitely worthy of a picture. That's definitely worthy of a video. And yeah, I mean, and maybe a post on the internet machine with a share. You know what I mean? In this day and age, that's what the kids do. They post and they request likes and shares, in case you didn't know that. Guys, it has been a great show today. I'm right in my sweet spot time-wise, right where I want to be every day. Creeping up on the 24th minute. By the time the show's over, we're going to be in the 25th minute. I love it. I love everything about it. I timed it just right today. I love it when the plan comes together. It doesn't always. Sometimes I go long. Sometimes I don't have enough content to stretch out to that 25-minute mark. Usually I do because I'm kind of long-winded. But yeah, so today I hit my sweet spot. I'm very happy to announce that. And my going out music today is something special. I'm gonna tell you that much. I'm gonna start playing it now. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this before. This is Two Cellos. And what they do is they take music that we know and we love, and they play it with two cellos and two cellos only. Guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel at OG Gorilla Radio. Follow us on Facebook, Gorilla Radio Network, or you can watch us on the Instagram machine at Gorilla Radio 47. I look forward to doing this with you again tomorrow for the Friday edition. Everyone's favorite day of the week. Have a good rest of your work day today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.